Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a Shop My Stash video. So I have some new makeup that I want to add into my Shop My Stash. We're gonna, I guess, shoot for July because I never really was able to film my June Shop My Stash. I did have a few products that I had pulled, but I was missing like blush and stuff like that. So I was definitely getting ready, partially upstairs, partially downstairs. It was a whole thing. So anyway, if you like Shop My Stash videos, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. Usually I'm focusing on new eyeshadow palettes, but today I am going to continue on with my Shop My Stash series. I kind of did a few of these videos last year and I decided to make it a staple on my channel because it's so fun. And I had also talked about how where I get ready now has changed a little bit with my life changing. So I used to always be able to come down here and do my makeup no matter where me and my husband were going. But we've added 2 little kids to our family, so now it's not as easy for me to sneak away while we're trying to get everybody ready. So I don't get to come down here and do my whole like get ready with me thing as often unless I'm filming. So I do have a Shop My Stash that I keep upstairs in my master bathroom, and I can get ready that way and watch my kids and kind of multitask. So anyway, if you like Shop My Stash, if you like to see new makeup, this is the place for you. Highly recommend subscribing. And also, if you guys don't mind watching this video all the way through or letting it play all the way through to the end, it really helps me out. It makes my videos look really good on the YouTube algorithm. And I think that's it. So yeah, let's go ahead and roll into it. Okay, so first of all, this is so embarrassing, but I have like multiple bags here. So I have this one that I actually used to keep like my disposable, like, what are they called? Like, there's like these disposable pads that you can use for when you're breastfeeding because sometimes you like leak. So I'm not breastfeeding this time around. And so I have this bag too, so I might use that for Shop My Stash. I'm not sure. This is one from Sonia Kashuk. And then this is my other Shop My Stash bag. So this is the one that was actually sitting in my bathroom, but I'm kind of thinking I might swap over to the Scooby-Doo bag because this one is new and I just got it from the Glamlite Scooby-Doo collection. So I was packing this one because we did a little road trip this past weekend and I was thinking I was going to take makeup with me, but honestly I ended up not taking any makeup with me. So I think I'm going to pack this bag. We're going to chat. It's going to be a whole thing. So I do have primer on my face and I do have a primer in my Shop My Stash. It's this one, the Smashbox Primerizer Hydrating Primer. So I'm going to use this one in my Shop My Stash for July as well. I did prime my face today with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm going to leave that one down here for days when I want to do my makeup for YouTube. And I have really been enjoying the Hydro Grip Primer. And then I had mentioned that I was going to get a backup of my favorite Sigma primer. This is the shade in Ignite. And I actually have this linked in my description box if you guys want to pick it up. Sigma is having like a really good sale right now, a customer appreciation sale. It should still be running at the time you guys are watching this video, but basically my code is usually just 10% off. But with the sale, it's actually 40% off. So if you use KHMAKEUP, you will save 40% off on almost everything on the Sigma site. So I just want to mention that to you guys because I had a dedicated video planned, but I haven't been able to do it. So at least I'm telling you guys now. So in my June Shop My Stash, I had the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer because I wanted to buy their color corrector. And I did buy the color corrector. I think it should be arriving quite soon. But I did also pick up the NARS color corrector. This is the Light Reflecting Eye Brightening Illuminating Concealer from NARS in the shade Impossible Dream. So I did use this one in another testing new makeup video. but I wanted to keep using it on camera. A lot of you guys said you definitely felt like it brightened up my under eyes, so that's nice. And I had mentioned in my testing new makeup video that I really like the pot concealer that NARS has. It's this one, and so I wanted to buy the eye brightener as well. And so yeah, I've been trying to use this and try it out more. I'm also just using it where I feel like I have some discoloration, and then basically I'm gonna go in on top of that with the Huda Beauty concealer because I really like this concealer and I want to use it. So I'm just putting it where I usually put my concealer. And I think I'm going to put this back into my Shop My Stash because I would like to use it some more. So I always have some sponges in my Shop My Stash as well. So I just keep them in these Sephora cases. And I have an extra one too. So I'm just going to re-add that back in. And oh my gosh, it's a mess in here, y'all. I swear. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for in my filming space, I have a new beauty blender, so I'm just gonna wet that really quick with my sponge soaker. Okay, so in my Shop My Stash for June, I had the Hourglass. Oh my gosh, I totally messed up. I was using this concealer from Urban Decay actually for my Shop My Stash. I got confused because I had that bag of stuff I was taking on my road trip. So actually I'm gonna keep trying to use this because look, I've made quite a bit of progress on this one, and I don't think Urban Decay sells that concealer anymore. So I'm actually gonna put my Huda back into my concealer and foundation drawer just so I can get more use out of it. And then I have this Hourglass foundation that I've been using for my foundation in my Shop My Stash. I wanted to give this a go because I hadn't used it in a while. It's such a good foundation. One of my favorites from this year. I think that launched this year, right? Or was it last year? I can't even remember. But I wanted to bring this out because I remember using this a ton last summer. So this is a Tower 28 SPF 30 Sunny Days tinted sunscreen. And I'm hoping that maybe I can use this up this summer. It's such a perfect foundation because it has that SPF in it, and you can actually apply this, I think, with your fingers if you wanted to. I, of course, typically use a brush when I'm applying my makeup, and I wouldn't necessarily say this is an amazing foundation to film with, but I like having that SPF, and I also like that it kind of has like a, it's more of like a tinted moisturizer and not like a full-blown, full coverage kind of foundation. So it's like great for every day. So yeah, I was using this a bunch last summer, and so I like remembered that I was using it, and so I was like, let me grab that. Let me see if I can make some progress on it this summer as well. And then once winter comes, I'll probably put it away, but hopefully I will just finish it this time because I just want to use the makeup I have. Obviously, this is my job, so I do buy a lot of makeup, and I'm like very much one of those people that is so delicate with their makeup. I don't like put a ton of makeup on. I don't put a lot of concealer on. Some people like really layer their base products, and so I think they go through their stuff quicker that way. And obviously I'm not gonna like just like squeeze out foundation just to use it, but I also feel like sometimes I'm a little conservative with how much I put on. And so yeah, I'm trying to be better at striking a balance. So I did have a powder in my Shop My Stash. I'm trying this Kaleidos powder out. I don't think I've used this enough. This is the Kaleidos Symphony Face Illuminator in the shade Tan, but I didn't have a powder brush upstairs, and I kept forgetting to take one upstairs with me. So I'm going to take this Sigma brush. Honestly, the Sigma brush is such a good powder brush. I freaking love it. It is the Sigma F67. I honestly feel like I should almost buy another one for myself because some things are worth having duplicates of in my collection. Even though I have a ton of brushes, I just love how like flat this is, and it really is so nice on the under eye. So nice and comfortable. So yeah, I'm gonna put this back into my Shop My Stash because I didn't have a powder brush and I kept forgetting to grab it every time I went upstairs or downstairs. So we got that. And then I have for my bronzer, I pulled out an oldie but a goodie. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't used this in so long. So I put it in my Shop My Stash for the month of June. And I used it quite a bit because I was like, okay, with it being summer, I'm getting more tan. So I can afford to like use this bronzer. And again, I just want to use the makeup that I have, and I have so much of it. So definitely love doing Shop My Stash because it helps me like rotate through my makeup. And again, some people just use up their makeup quicker because they have more surface to apply it, or they are much more generous with their products. And sometimes I feel like I'm just like dip dip dip, and it's like, Karen, get in there, girlfriend. So I'm just bronzing up now with my BK Beauty brush that I've been using for cream bronzer. So that is my bronzer that I had in for June, but I think I'm ready to swap it out, and I picked out the Juvia's Place bronzer to put in for July. This is such a pretty bronzer shade, and it's a powder bronzer, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in my makeup bag and see if I can get some use out of it. So yeah, that's that on that. And I'm gonna probably just do my eyebrows off camera, but I have a palette that I want to play with. I did film close-ups of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert those while I talk about it. But basically, the Mula palette from Martine Cosmetics launched, I think in April maybe, and I just really despise paying for shipping, and so I was like, let me go ahead and buy this palette on Beauty Bay. Well, it took forever to get to Beauty Bay. It finally came out on Beauty Bay around the time I had my second baby. So I ordered this and I haven't used it yet. And Martine Cosmetics just launched their new collection, which I'll put a picture up of that for you guys as well if you haven't seen it. And it's so cute and colorful. So I had to order that one, and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. You need to try out the Martine palette you have. I'm always behind with Martine Cosmetics, so I thought this would be a fun way to kind of incorporate it into a video is through a Shop My Stash, because it's an older palette, so I think if I did a video just on it, I don't think people would be as interested. So I figured, let me do a Shop My Stash, and I of course love doing green eye looks, so I'm gonna do a green eye look today. So I'm just starting off with the shade called Agnes Marie. And yeah, I'm just gonna put that on the inner corner and just like blend it a little bit. But I just love collecting these palettes. They're so fun. Something so fun about them all being the same size. I'm a sucker for that detail. I know some people love it when brands switch up their packaging, and I do too. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much, but there's something so cool about the fact that they also kind of do the same packaging shape. Of course, they switch out like the colors and the themes and stuff, but I love seeing that continuity. So now I'm going to go into the shade Mary Lewis, which is a really pretty, more like olivey green, and we're going to put that all over the crease. This is a much brighter green. It's like more of an apple green, whereas Agnes Marie was more of like a lime green. So I did swatch the palette, and hopefully you guys saw the swatches. It swatched beautifully, and you guys know I can never have too many green palettes. So this is like a green palette slash a neutral palette, so it's got a little bit of everything. And yeah, I of course had to get it, and I'm excited for the new palette to come as well. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments if you've tried this brand. I know some of you had said that you were interested in it, and then some people said that most people, the videos they had seen, they felt like this brand kind of just was like in the middle. Like nobody was like saying like, oh my god, these are amazing, and nobody was saying like it's so crappy. I personally just love like the themes. They seem to really put a lot into their designs, and like their shoots are so nice. I kind of love seeing that creative aspect to brands as well. So yeah, I really enjoy this brand. Now I'm going to go into the shade called Adelaide. It's a black shade, and I just want to use it a little bit because I want to deepen up my outer corner as per usual. So I'm just going to grab a new clean brush from Sigma. This is the E.5. Such a nice little brush for deepening up the outer corner and also getting some blending in. So I'm just tapping that on the outer corner. That's a nice black shade. Oh my gosh, that black was so fun to layer on. And then for a lid shade, so many pretty shades. I really want to play with this shade called Regina. It's like an iridescent with a green flip. We also have some beautiful golds. There's a beautiful dark green called Francosi, I think. So let's see here. What do I want to put on? Let's start off with the shade Michelle, which is like a gold flip, like a duochrome shade. It looks like it might be a little tough to pick up, but I'm gonna try my best. So I'm gonna grab it on a flat brush. It did pick up nicely. I thought it was gonna be harder, but maybe I was just basing it off my impressions of swatching it. So I'm just going right here on the middle of the eye and just putting that on. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So I would love to know how your guys' summer is going. What have you planned for the summer? I know people like to go camping, and some people are like lake people, beach vacations, all of the things. So please leave me a comment saying what you're up to this summer. So far, we haven't really planned too many trips. The only trip we did was just recently we went to Bluey's big show. I guess I can talk about that in a separate video. And then we invested in a swing set for our kids because it's not super nice weather here all the time. So the little bit of summer they have, we were able to buy a swing set from Costco. And so yeah, my husband just finished building it and our little girl has been loving it. The baby's of course too small to play on it, but I think it's going to be like a lifetime investment. Also, have you guys seen this? This is the travel version of the Sigma Switch. Oh my gosh, I got this in a PR package and I was so excited because I was going to buy this with my own money because I wanted to put it in my Shop My Stash. So I actually ended up getting it in PR and I do have it in my Shop My Stash bag. So I just wanted to show it to you guys in case you didn't know they have a travel size. It really helps when you're trying to switch shades. You know, sometimes you don't always have like a bunch of clean brushes sitting around, and with my Shop My Stash, I do have separate brushes upstairs, so I don't get to clean them as often. So this thing is like truly magical. You can just clean off any brush and it takes the eyeshadow off of it. I think you can also use it with face products, but I mainly use it for eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go into Regina, which is that iridescent shade, and I'm just putting a little bit on the inner corner. I can hear my daughter yelling upstairs. She's got her babysitter here, so they must be playing or something. But I'm definitely going to use a smaller brush to add that shade into the inner corner, but it's that pretty iridescent. So I've got like a little bit of a green gradient going, which I love so much. And then for the waterline, I've been raving about these eyeliners from the Natasha Denona Yucca collection. I really like these. They stay so well in my waterline. I love this color. It's such a nice shade. Really shows up on my waterline. So yeah, I'm really happy I invested in these, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of the dark green on the outer edge so that we have both shades on there. And then I want to just do the lower lash line while I'm chit-chatting to you guys. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys have planned for the summertime. I just am so excited for some good weather and to not be pregnant. Oh my gosh. I am just so happy to be done with the having kids phase of my life, and now I just get to enjoy the kids I have. But I had my like 6-week follow-up appointment with my doctor. It was so funny. because I was telling him, like, I was like, oh, I just feel so happy that I'm like done. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you're a free bird now. You had your little birds and now you just get to watch them grow. And I'm like, oh my God, that was the weirdest analogy of all time. But yeah, I'm so happy to be done with that. We did a little pap smear, good times. Oh my gosh. So yeah, all checked up for the hospital, and my doctor said I am good to go. Everything's healing up nicely, which is great. Sometimes with C-sections, people can like overdo it and they end up with like all kinds of horror stories and going back to the hospital and stuff. So I had heard like quite a few like horror stories from people saying like, oh, I know so and so, like their stitches opened up. So I was like terrified. And to top it all off, you know, I've said this so many times on my channel, me and my husband don't really have family here. So if I get sick, it's not like easy for us to like have somebody watch the girls. And so I just try really hard to be extra careful. You know, Rill kind of does like the laundry and stuff and some of the things that I shouldn't be doing. I also shouldn't have been like picking up our toddler, but it's so hard to say no to her. I mean, she's been so good with the transition of having a sibling, and now she's like helping a little bit with the baby. I mean, like she can't actually help, but she's more aware of the baby, so it's very, very cute. But yeah, we've been having a lot of fun this summer so far, and just soaking up the sun, because God knows it does not last very long here in North Dakota. But I really like this eye look. Of course, I love a good iridescent shade as an inner corner. So yeah, I always switch out my Shop My Stash eyeshadow palettes because I can never stick to just one. I wanted to use this palette in a video, so it worked out perfectly. Now for blush for my Shop My Stash, I have so many new blushes, and I want to, of course, use them a little bit more. So I bought 3 of the Dior blushes, and I think I used 2 of them, but I still want to use this one. This is the shade called Coral. I feel like this is going to be too light for me, but I want to give it a chance. So I'm just taking this brush that I have from Refer, and I'm just going to try it. This does have a coral shade on it from the Scooby-Doo and Glamlite collection, but I don't mind. I don't mind just using a used brush to apply this. I know a lot of people love these blushes. I do love that they incorporated some new shades, because the first 2 shades were quite light. So I don't know. I bought the pink one because it was so hyped online for a while, and like so many brands are trying to make this like light bubblegum pink shade. So I didn't love it, but I do like the new shades I have. This one, I feel like could be more pigmented. Obviously, the Glamlite blush is also kind of pulling in with that. So I'm going to add these Dior blushes to my July Shop My Stash. I have so many other blushes, but I'm going to try and keep it tame. And I'm going to add a little bit of the Glamlite blush because it's so pretty. I used it the other day when I was doing a look with the Rick and Morty collection. They sent it to me, and so I wanted to use more Glamlite products, so I did use that one. And then for highlighter for July, I'm going to throw this into my Shop My Stash. This is the Rick and Morty Glamlite highlighter, and this shade in the middle, so pretty. Let me put it on and show you. It's the shade Cosmos. It has like a gold base, and then it has like a red-pink reflect, like a red-pink-orange reflect. So the other 2 are like a purple and a blue, but the middle one is my favorite. So a very bam highlighter, but I'm going to put that in there. And I think I'm going to throw in the Juvia's Place liquid highlighter as well, because I want something that's a neutral to throw on the Cupid's bow and maybe a little bit on the forehead. That Tower 28 foundation is pretty glowy, even though I used a powder. So maybe I want to give myself another foundation option too, because I don't always just want to be super glowy. So maybe I'll do, I'm going to to try this. I haven't used this in a while, the NARS foundation. This is the light reflecting foundation in the shade Syracuse. So I think I might throw this in there too, into my Shop My Stash for July, just so I have something other than a skin tint. So yeah, so far so good. We got highlighter, we got everything done. Just need to do my brows quick, and then for setting spray in my Shop My Stash bag, I do have, I gotta move things around all the time, it's crazy. I have the Charlotte Tilbury, which I'm trying to use this up because look, I'm more than halfway through the bottle. Just gonna give myself a nice spray with that and put that back into my Shop My Stash. For mascara, I just have these two, Wet n Wild and a Lancome Monsieur Big, which I will use. And then I have the ABH brow powder for my brows. I need to find a lipstick. I always keep the Cinema Secrets brush cleaner. I keep a sharpener for eye pencils, Patrick Ta brow gel for my brows. I did bring my tweezers upstairs. I might leave them down here because I do like to use my tweezers for videos. And so, yeah, I've cleaned this one out. I filled that one up with new products for July. And then let's throw on mascara so that I can finish off this look. But I also have something else I want to try out. Actually, I just remembered. The brand Kiss sent me these cool, like, little press-on falsies. So I think I need to have mascara on beforehand. But yeah, I'm really curious about these because we were talking about them in our group chat. And so, you know, no time like the present to try these products. I'm on Kiss's PR list and they are so generous. They send me so many pretty things. And I just don't have the time sometimes to put falsies on. Like, I'm always in a time crunch when I come down to film, and I just told you guys I barely have time to put makeup on, so I just don't use my falsies enough. And so I'm curious to try this because it's like a 24-hour lash extension, and I'll have to report back on how they wore, but I'm very, very curious. This Lancome mascara is a bit clumpy. I might have to throw in some contact solution. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I saw a long time ago, I don't remember who, somebody was putting contact solution into mascara to kind of like revive it. And I've been doing that ever since, and it does help. Like, obviously you are meant to replace your mascara every 3 months, which I do, but yeah, sometimes if it gets a little clumpy, I like to throw in a little bit of contact solution, and I think I need to do that with this one because it's very clumpy and it's not that old. I think I pulled this out right in April, and this used to be my favorite mascara formula, so that's looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and do a lip as well, and then I can go off camera, fix up the rest of my look, and come back. But for my lip today, I want to use the other shade in the Glamlite and Rick and Morty collection. I didn't get to try this on camera. I just swatched it in that video, so just using the lip liner quick. So the lip liner is like a pretty mauve color, and then this is like a bronzy mauve tone. It looked really intimidating in the swatch, which is why I didn't wear it in the video, but I saw it on my friend Angie and it looked so hurty on her, and I saw it on my friend Heather too. And I was like, Karen, what were you scared of? Just put it on. And it's really pretty, isn't it? Like, it's definitely more wearable than I thought. So that is my lip combo. I probably won't put that in my Shop My Stash though. I think I'll pick something else out for my lip for every day. Okay, so I used my Shop My Stash brow products as always. It's just the ABH brow powder and the Patrick Ta brow gel. I even bought a second one of these to keep in my Shop My Stash, so I want to use that. And then I totally realized that in my scatterbrainness I forgot to try these out, so let's go ahead and try these out and then we can talk about the products we tried today and just talk about Shop My Stash. But these are the natural styles, so basically you're just supposed to like put them on under your lashes or your lash line. It's wild. It feels so odd to put lashes on under your natural lash line. I do like that the glue is already on there. Holy guacamole, guys. Keeps just sticking to the tweezers. Okay, I got one on. We're making progress. Let's do another one. I'm personally not a fan of lash extensions because I honestly can tell. I think that some people do it very naturally, but a lot of people go overboard, and I feel like it just looks so unnatural. This is my opinion. If you like your lash extensions, don't come for me. I'm just telling you why I would never see myself doing them, because I just feel like they're so odd looking, and then I think they look so weird when they start falling off, and you can totally see the gaps. And oh my gosh, this is gonna drive me bananas. Okay. What is happening? Why aren't mine sticking? Okay, this is clearly gonna take a lot of practice, so I'm gonna go off camera and try and put in a few more, and I'll be right back. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. If you're wondering if this eye has more like lashes in it than this one, it's because I was struggling to do the lash extensions on this eye and I got frustrated, and so I stopped because I don't have time. I'm a little bit short on time this morning, so I can't keep sitting here and playing with them. And these ones are honestly bothering me because, oh my gosh, they're like in my like eye almost, and it's like so uncomfortable, and it's really not like that revolutionary to me that it's like worth suffering over. So yeah, I just pulled, I think I had 3 in here, and I just pulled 2 of them off because it was so uncomfortable and like digging into my actual eyeball. So I don't know about that product. I will say I definitely need more time and more patience to play with that. So I'll probably play with those a little bit off camera and come back at some point and maybe try and do that again. But that was painful. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I could do that. So we'll see, we'll see. But anyway, this is the finished look for my Shop My Stash. I typically do a Shop My Stash video and then I do a get ready with me using my Shop My Stash products. But like I said, since I had missed really on a June update, and I don't really think I even did a May update, I kind of just packed my hospital makeup bag and I kept using that in May. So yeah, we are a little bit behind, but this is me doing a conclusion of the June Shop My Stash, packing my bag for July. So look for an update in July. Probably towards the end, maybe I'll do another get ready with me, pick out a different palette and use the products that I've been using, and then I'll be able to give you even more thorough reviews and thoughts on the things I put in my bag. But that is it for that. Also, I just want to say I have gotten feedback from you guys that you actually want to see my drawers and see me picking stuff out, and I typically am able to do that, but today I'm a little short on time. And like I said, I had multiple bags with makeup in them, so I wanted to put things away and kind of combine stuff, and I had a lot of new products that I wanted to include in my July Shop My Stash, so I didn't film me showing you guys my drawers. I hope you guys don't mind. That's not how we're always gonna do it. This time's a little bit different, so I just wanted to say I acknowledge that, and I will switch it up for next month and I'll actually shop through my drawers. But this time I had a lot of new products, so I wanted to be able to incorporate those into my monthly series. And I think I pretty much gave you guys my thoughts while I was going along, but I just wanted to touch on the Martine Cosmetics Mula palette. I'm so happy that I played with this. I think it's a nice palette. Is this like a revolutionary green eyeshadow color story? Probably not, especially if you have like the new Natasha Denona Yucca palette. I also did a ton of comparisons in that video, so if you want to see if you have something similar to this color story in your collection, check that video out because I compared it to like 15 other grungy green palettes in my collection. But all that to say, I also don't regret owning this. I think it's a very fun palette. I love the theme. I'm excited for their new palette. So I do like their eyeshadow formula. It is a nice matte formula and the shimmers are really beautiful too. So do not regret purchasing that. Glad I was able to play with it. I will try and link everything that I featured in this video in the description box, or it might be in a pinned comment. If you use any of my codes and links to shop, I will make a small commission and I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for using my codes and links. And yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye guys.